Bar, a beloved local bakery known for its gourmet cakes and sweet treats, has recently relocated to this vibrant district. But with a new neighborhood, larger space, and expanded vision comes new challenges. Meet Tracy, the owner and creative force behind the Cake Bar. After years of building a loyal customer base, the move to a bigger location is going to be a fresh start with the possibility of doing more business nationally. From custom cakes to everyday indulgences, each creation is made with passion and precision, attracting cake lovers from all over Dallas-Fort Worth. But despite the delicious offerings, Tracy wants more. She wants the Cake Bar to be a national household name. Without the proper certifications and profitable shipping contract, the Cake Bar is struggling to make its sweet dreams come true.
Hi, my name is Tracy German, and I am the owner of the Cake Bar. I have been in business with the Cake Bar for 10 years. The idea of opening a cake bar came about from my mother. She was a scratch baker, and I had never tasted store-bought cake until I was 19. And so I felt like there was a need for people to remember a memory when their grandmother made them a cake from scratch. So that was how the idea formed. My favorite flavor of cake is red velvet, because that's the one my mom made the most. In Dallas, the top seller is strawberry. I'm surprised at strawberry because I don't know. Maybe I grew up with like just the yellow cake chocolate icing, and so it was surprising to know that in Texas it would be strawberry. Our business when we first opened was, oh my God, we were so busy. I mean, for the first 7 years. COVID kind of, put a damper in everybody's business. And we made it through COVID. Right now we're doing really good considering the economy. But it has been a steady growth. We have added on, our catering. We've added on more delivery options. We're pivoting with the times. What people are looking for. They're looking for delivery and quick online service. The vending machines came about because of COVID, and because our bakery was really small, and people didn't want to come in, and then some people didn't want to wear the mask. So I said, you know what? They don't have to. We found a vending machine. Our first vending machine was like the old-fashioned sandwich vending machine, and we cut a hole in the wall and we put it in, and it was a hit. It was absolutely a hit, and to this day, the vending machine is still going. We're in a new space. We were in our old space for 9.5 years. We kind of outgrown it. It was smaller, but we're in this space. It's more room. You're able to sit down. We offer ice cream. We're right off the main artery of Dallas. Being in the medical district, we have picked up a lot of new customers from the hospitals, from the staff at the hospitals. I think, sometimes when you're in those kind of environments, you need a little pick-me-up. And Cake Bar is here to give you that pick-me-up. So I love this area because now we can support the hospitals. In my family, I am the first entrepreneur, the serious entrepreneur. We have some side hustle entrepreneurs, but the first serious full-time entrepreneur in my family. Being an entrepreneur, you are built kind of different because you have to walk by faith every day. Know that you are by yourself, not literally by yourself, because you do need a good support team. But when you're on a job and you're having a bad day, mental health, you can call human resources. But when you're an entrepreneur, you can't do that. You have to get up every day and make it happen. One of my biggest challenges is basically I have a lot of ideas, and it takes a lot of help, a lot of people. So just finding the right fit that want to, grow a cake bar, understand the vision of Cake Bar. It's been a little challenging, but I have really good support now. So I think that's one of the challenges, is finding your team, your tribe that's gonna, grow with you. What I'm looking for the next level is to be global, to be all over the United States, to be basically all over the world. And I think it's possible. So I'm looking for growth more in the retail side, the manufacturing side. That's what I'm looking forward to. The legacy that I would want to leave to my customers, to my daughters, is that it's possible. That if you have an idea, you get up and you start working it. And it's not overnight, it's steps. But if you keep stepping up to the next challenge, stepping up to you will get there. I think if you don't, and you have to have that fortitude of not giving up. So I want my customers, my daughters know that I don't give up, and I will not give up. Yes, I do look at Cake Bar as a family-owned business because I have sisters that work with me. I have a mother and son that works with me. I have a sister that works, there's a lot of families which inside Cake Bar. I have a husband and wife team works for me. So we are, people say, is this a family-owned business? Most definitely. What I would want people to know is, if you have a passion and you get up and you work it every day, you'll never have to go to work. You'll feel like, oh my God, it's like a dream. You're doing what you love to do. So I would encourage people to push fear out of the way and go for their dreams.
So today we're here with Tracy, the owner of the Cake Bar, who recently relocated her business. Relocation can be hard for small businesses, especially with big goals. Tracy is wanting to take her business from local to national, and I only know one person that can help her do that. We're bringing in Dallas's top business advisor, my friend Cynthia Nevels, to see how she can help.
Hi, Veronica.
How are you?
I am doing wonderfully.
So we know Tracy has big dreams. So tell me how you think this is going to go. That's what I'm thinking.
So I'm very interested in seeing how she's going to take this business from a local business to a national business. There are so many things to think about. I've reviewed her data, I've looked at her numbers, I've looked at her growth strategy, and I'm very interested to see if we can pull this off.
Maybe she'll pay you in some cake.
Maybe so.
Have fun.
Thank you.
And then I wanted to, put that minority certification to work. Because when with Chase Bank, I met a young lady, Chase. She was like, oh, you could come out to the Plano office. Once you get your certification, put your name on our supplier list. And so I started researching all of them. First, put your certification in, and then you'll get on the supplier list. I was like, okay, so I need to use that certification the best, ability. So that's another reason why I think manufacturing, because there's not a lot of Black women. They would be able to say, oh, okay, yeah, you can provide our, cakes, cookies, and stuff like that. There's some I know national, but I don't know about this area, Dallas.
Yes.
So yeah, that's one of our pivot, my opportunities that actually came looking for me.
Yeah.
Because I gave a testimony at church Sunday, and I was like, I can't, because we have this opportunity, but I'm on the NDA, so I can't say their name.
Yeah.
But they're nationwide. And when the opportunity came to me, and I said, okay, God, I was going franchise, and you said, no, you're not. You're going to pivot to manufacturing. And I had no idea. And then when I didn't know about the SQF, and I called some, they said, oh yeah, we can help you get that. No problem. Get that, and you're good to go. Oh, okay, this is possible. I could see my desserts in Costco's in Alabama.
Yes. Yes.
So the question that I have is for you is, would you be ready for that increase at that one time? There are several factors that come into play with the pivot to focus on manufacturing, and that would be human resource, potentially equipment, as well as the financial capital that would be needed to invest in that growth strategy. And so, but it happens all kind of at one time.
I feel we're ready. We have the people that are they're looking for the opportunity to do more. We have the people. We have the space.
Uh-huh.
We have so I feel like we're ready to. And the good thing with those type of companies, they generally give you a PO, a month ahead. Okay, here's your PO. We would need by January we need 100,000 cakes. Okay, we're ready. We're ready to go. We got freezer space. We got a 3,000 square feet of freezer space.
Okay.
So, and then with those POs, I can go to venture capital. I can go to a bank and say, hey, we're ready to go. We got POs stacked up. We need to, add a few bit more equipment and stuff.
Yes.
And I think we're there.
This is exciting. So you seem really excited about this opportunity.
Yes.
And the reason, if I understand correctly, as I've looked at your data and your information and studied your company for a long time, in looking at it, pivoting from retail right now in this economic environment that we are in seems to feel like the right thing to do for you.
Yes. Yes. I think, the one certification we need, I estimated is around, 10,000. Okay. But if I'm in retail, it's $500,000 to build. I got to find a location, get a study, what would traffic be like, do a build out, get permits first, then do a build out, then get the employees in. So that's like a year and a half, 2 year growth. That I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I'm saying pivoting manufacturing is okay. February, I got a PO and they need 200,000 Ks, and I can do that right now.
Right now, yes, understood. And so when you're looking at expanding to serve on a national level, there are other factors that also come into play, whether it is figuring out how would you ship those products safely and profitably at the same time. That's something that I'm always looking at, especially at the numbers, as to how do you make this make sense?
Well, I think this pivot is so for me because the opportunity that I have, they actually set up me nationwide distribution in 2 days. And so that doesn't really happen. So I think this opportunity was for Tracy, for Cake Bar, and so what we have in that distribution, we're, like I said, we're ready. We're
And so are you concerned at all about the ability to manage both retail and manufacturing and then distribution? There are several components that are
Yes.
involved in building out these two different actual business models, actually.
Well, I feel like, for what the knowledge I have, I do need someone to come in. At this point, I know right today I'm not ready for CEO, but maybe a fractional CEO, like maybe 20 hours a month, who's dealt with this type of national distribution and stuff. And I feel like once we get to that point, we can bring in a CEO to say, hey, this is, we can go this way, to have more guidance. I have business mentors that I do speak to, at least once or twice a week, but to have that person there at least 20 hours a month and saying, hey, crunching the numbers, I think that's what we would need as we get more into that.
So I think that a fractional CEO or fractional COO could be a viable option to help you keep your eyes on the big picture and to help drive your action plan. And some of the areas that are priorities for you is looking at how do you grow and maintain profitability, one of the areas of cost for you are shipping costs that you're facing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is ensuring that you have a grasp on the operation and how to manage the operation with these two different business models. And number three, how do you take your local brand and then expand it nationally without it hurting your brand and quality?
Correct. So with those things, what we did is we have set clear goals, and one of the goals was, the pivot to manufacturing or retail, and the other one, our other arm, was we wanted to grow our vending machine business, and for 2024 we're going to stay focused on those two goals instead of trying to, because you could try to do everything and lose what you've built. So we are staying clear with, and we have been presented with a lot of opportunities, but every opportunity, is not for you.
That's right.
So we're staying clear with, let's stay with pivoting to the manufacturing, into the manufacturing, more into the retail, and keeping our brand in Dallas at quality that everybody in Dallas has known. And the vending machine. So I think that you have to have a clear plan of staying, and it's easy to get pulled, it's easy to get pulled, but we do. And I have a really good team. I have an operations manager and a business, and we meet, and it's like, well, we're staying. We have a rolling board. These are our goals for 2024.
I love that. And so I think a lot of companies or individuals who own their own business can learn a lot when it comes to focus.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that today when we were talking about staying in your lane, staying focused, focus on what you do well, and double down on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you look forward to 2025, let's just kind of recap what your needs are. You are working to obtain a particular certification that will allow you to be able to pivot into this new space of manufacturing for national opportunities. How is this going to help you?
Well, it's gonna help us in. Well, first of all, we would have to, get in front of the decision makers and the buyers and stuff, and it would bring us then, to a national level without as much cost as opening up another retail shop. It would bring us to a national level and then when we're in other cities, and I do this personally, when I get a product, I turn it over to see where was it made or who made it, and then I can Google them, and I'll Google them to see, who they are. So I think that would bring a lot of brand awareness, and even if it got to the point we partnered with other major manufacturers, that would really just bring us, on a national level.
That's a good growth strategy. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity, one, to see that you're executing on your growth strategy and that you've set goals for the business in recognizing the gaps that you may have and are working on fixing those and to be prepared to meet that opportunity when it knocks. And so I'm excited to have our partners be able to invest a little bit of capital to help you achieve that milestone that you need in order to help you get to the next level. And we will be awarding a grant to the Cake Bar to help you obtain that certification that you need in order to pivot into manufacturing.
Oh, I'm excited.
I am too, because it's wonderful to see companies that have been in business as long as you have, who actually learn from your lessons, and then you act on the strategies that you come up with in order to fix, repair, enhance, improve, and continue moving forward and survive.
Yes.
That's the key thing in this economy, survive and figuring out how do I do that but yet stay in my lane.
Correct. And I think a lot of it has to do is you have to watch what's going on in the market. You have to watch what's going on in the economy, and you have to watch how people shop, or how they eat. And when you look at all that, and you can't do business in 2024 the way you did business in 1984. You have to, and even with COVID, it changed the way people shop online ordering or delivery or ordering food offline. That's a huge thing now, that people order food offline, you know? And so when you are watching and you're paying attention, you know, you won't get left behind.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yes.
Good advice. You've dropped some gems here today, Tracy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me and share with me what your future plans are, and allowing me to share some insight on what to look for as you pivot and begin executing your plan to grow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Veronica.
So how'd it go?
It was a really great conversation where I had a chance to talk to Tracy about her plans for going from a local bakery to a national manufacturing facility. We had a chance to talk about improving her profitability in shipping, obtaining her certification so that she can become a national distributor, as well as working on building her infrastructure and her operations to support that growth.
That's amazing. I have one question.
Yeah.
Did you get me some cake?
I got you some cake.
That's why you're my friend.
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the next payoff.